The Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn feud is getting juicy. Smackdown is over. Let's talk about it. We had a promo between Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, and as soon as Cody Rhodes came out, I became a Sami Zayn ride or die because screw Cody Rhodes. And this feud between Cody and Sami is actually really entertaining. This promo was phenomenal. Sami made himself seem very justified. He made good points, talking about how he was the first one in the ring at WrestleMania after Cody won the title. And Cody said, let's not act like this whole thing isn't because of the title, which is also true. Cody went off on Sami and said he sucks and he's not the same Sami Zayn that he was before. And Cody said that Sami will never have the title that he has, and that led to Sami slapping Cody, which was awesome. He tried to console him and calm him down, but he thought about maybe giving him a kiss, I think, but he didn't, and it didn't work out. Cody slapped him back. Sami thought about using a chair. He didn't. I love this feud, but I hope that it is blown off at Night of Champions and it stops after that. And I really like Sami Zayn's heel work because he is good at justifying himself, or his heel turn, his heel mannerisms and stuff. And he's just a very, very entertaining act, except for the fact that he's a water bottle abuser. We had a backstage segment with Nick Aldis and Gunnar, and he said he wants the stipulation for his title match against Cody Rhodes to be that he gets to pick the referee. I initially thought it might be Drew, Sami, or Ludwig Kaiser, who we still haven't seen in a year. This person thought it might be CM Punk, which would have been really cool, but he ended up admitting that it was Sami Zayn. And I guess it'll be interesting, but I think we all know it's just to set up the triple threat at Night of Champions between Sami, Cody, and Gunther. It's not necessarily a bad decision. I've said this before. It's okay to let 2 + 2 = 4. The obvious thing isn't always bad, but yeah, I think that's 100% where it's going. And hopefully, after that, the feud is over for both for Cody, Sami, and Gunther, at least for now, because I want Cody and Randy. Hell, maybe Randy could return in that match at Night of Champions, assuming that it does happen. We had the Queen of the Ring tournament, the last match of the first round between Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Sol Ruca, and Lyra Valkyria, and on paper, you could just tell this was about to be a banger of a match, and oh boy, did it deliver. The match started with B-Fab and Beechin trying to get involved right away, and Alexa came out and Tiffy came out to take both of them out of the match, out of the equation, which I liked, letting all of them cook, without any outside interference. Jade and Sol had a really nice sequence in there, ending in a crossbody. They had really good chemistry. Sol was given a lot of time in the ring. She got a huge chunk of the match where she was getting in offense, which I loved. Showing off your IC champion and just getting to see Sol Ruca in action was awesome. She had an awesome springboard frog splash. It was really clean, so I would like to see her do that move more. This match was just so good. They were given 2 ad breaks. It was like a 20-minute match. I'm loving seeing these women get time, and it needs to happen more often because you could see how good they were when they got time. We had a big spot where Jade powerbombed Lyra with Charlotte on her shoulders. But Charlotte and Jade, when they were in the ring and just fighting one-on-one, that you could see there was a fairly noticeable lack of chemistry between them. And they were kind of sloppy and a little bit slow when they were together. I don't know exactly why. They seem like they should work pretty well together. Maybe they just need to have more matches because their chemistry was absolutely not there. and they were calling spots pretty clearly and pretty loud. Jade was trying to hit a Jaded, and it was really awkward. Charlotte, like, they didn't have the timing. It was kind of just ugly. Hopefully they get some live event matches or something on the European tour so that they can build some chemistry, especially if they're going to have a big match at SummerSlam. And the ending sequence, we had an awesome Soul Snatcher out of nowhere to Jade Cargill. I really thought this match was over. Lyra pulled her out of the ring. She hit a big leg drop from the top rope, and then Charlotte came in, hit a natural selection. Lyra went for the Nightwing. Soul kicked her out of it, and then Charlotte kicked Soul out of the ring and put in the figure 4, and Lyra Valkyria tapped out. An amazing ending sequence. These ladies absolutely cooked and delivered. However, I don't really like the decision of Charlotte Flair winning, just because she doesn't need to win. She's Charlotte Flair. She could get a title match anytime she wants, so I didn't really like that part of it. But this was an amazing match. I'm not necessarily mad about Charlotte winning, but I don't think she should have won, definitely. Guys, I'm going to give you a quiz question right now. After 6 weeks in a row of Blake Monroe teasers coming soon to SmackDown, what did we get this week? Did we get A, her finally debuting, B, her talking in a backstage segment again, or C, a 7th teaser? If you guess C, a 7th teaser, you would be right. We have gotten 7 in a row, week after week. Have her debut. Please, seriously, put an end to our suffering. Just have her debut. She is losing steam rapidly. Just have her debut, please. And I forgot to do the hot take for this one, but the hot take is that's why nobody goes over the Queen, basically calling her Charlotte Hogan. Dude, yeah, Charlotte wins a lot, but I don't think she's going to be winning the tournament anyway. We had a match, I believe, for the tag team titles between Fatal Influence and Paige and Brie Bella. This was a phenomenal match. Very glad to see Fatal Influence back in the mix. Everybody in this match was fantastic. Very good chemistry. I wish that Fatal Influence won. They didn't. Fatal Influence absolutely deserves the tag titles, and we need to move on from Paige and Brie Bella as champions. They're just not very good champions, and it's not really their fault. They weren't supposed to be champions together. And the match ended where they had Fallon Henley had Paige in a roll-up, and then while the referee wasn't looking because he was arguing with JC Jane, who just got disqualified and thrown out or DQ'd, whatever, Brie came in, pushed them over so that Paige was pinning Fallon Henley, and then that's how they won. Really creative ending, but again, I just wish Fatal Influence won. And the hot take for this one is just agreeing that Fatal Influence should win. These backstage segments with Danhausen every week are comedy gold. People are now trying to bribe him to curse and uncurse certain sports teams, specifically the Knicks and Spurs in the NBA Finals right now. I love these segments. We had Los Garzas try to bribe him with human monies. We had Matt Cardona try to bribe him. And then we had The Miz and Kit Wilson join him. And The Miz was hilarious. And Kit ended up electrocuting himself. This was just, they're so funny. I love these. These are some of the best things on SmackDown every week. We had a backstage segment with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. And Solo, this was a really intriguing backstage segment. Solo said that Jacob has basically become Roman's little bitch, and says that all Roman has done is embarrassed, humiliated him, and made him kneel down like a dog, in his words. And Solo said Roman can go to hell. Jacob was trying to tell Solo that Roman wanted Solo to rejoin the bloodline. Jacob said he realizes that Roman has done all that stuff, but he has made his decision and he's sticking by it. And Solo said if Roman wants him to come home, then come get him. And that makes me think that Roman might be coming after Solo, and that might be a SummerSlam match or something, which would really, really suck. So I'm hoping maybe it's like a Night of Champions match. Although I don't really want to see this match at all because we've already seen Roman and Solo have their big, huge feud. But if they are dead set on doing it, please don't do it at SummerSlam. Then we had a promo with the U.S. champion Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Ricky Saints, who both thought they deserved a title shot. They are currently tied 1-1. Melo and Ricky are tied 1-1. And we are getting a number one contenders match between them next week and the winner gets a shot at the U.S. title at Night of Champions. And I am happy with either decision because the match is going to bang. Their promo that they're likely going to have is going to bang. I would think I'd rather have Ricky win if I had to choose so that we could get Melo versus Trick at SummerSlam, hopefully. The U.S. Championship division is honestly one of the most entertaining things on SmackDown, and I can't wait for that final match next week. Both of their matches leading up to this point have been amazing, so I imagine that one's only going to be better as their chemistry improves. Then we had a match between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton teaming up against the team of Beechin, BFAB, and Meechin, and it was a pretty solid match, and I think this Chelsea and Tiffy thing is super duper entertaining, and I really hope that this continues. And now at this point, they might be forced to team up because Jade is she costed them the match, so now they might have to team up to go against her. And maybe Blake Monroe can be that third person because Jade, BFAB, and Meechin, that makes 3 people. And oh my god, US Bank Stadium. And Tiffy and Chelsea is obviously only 2. Imagine those 3 together though. That would be incredible. Rhea is injured and we still don't know exactly when she's going to come back. We didn't get a specific timetable, but hopefully she's back as soon as possible because she is needed and the women's main event scene was on fire with her there. We had a backstage segment with Kiana James and Julia. They said some good things. Julia said she never needed her. She needed her for English and for contracts. And Kiana thinks that she needed her for literally like everything. But the main takeaway from this that I got was Julia is speaking great English. She was speaking absolute perfect English in this promo. Didn't say anything in Japanese, and I'm really hoping they give her the microphone because I really think that she could be a great... I've never listened to any of her promos really because she hasn't really had any in WWE, and I don't understand Japanese. So I really hope she gets the chance to shine in these promos more. And there was she laid in a juicy slap to Kiana. Very excited for this feud, and I hope Julia, especially since she speaks English now, that she actually gets a push. Well, she spoke English before, but you get what I mean. She speaks good English now. Like really good, fluent English. And lastly, we had the King of the Ring finals match between LA Knight, Jey Uso, Finn Balor, and Royce Keys. And at the beginning of the match, LA Knight ran his music back, which was really funny. And I just really fits his character and adds to his feud with Jey Uso. And this match was amazing. It definitely wasn't as good as the Queen of the Ring match earlier in the night. That definitely should have main evented. But this was by no means a bad match. This was an amazing match. Jimmy came out in the middle of the match to interfere or to make sure, I guess... I'm not exactly sure why he came out because nobody was interfering, but then Solo came out to make sure Jimmy didn't interfere. We had a spot where Jey, LA Knight, and Finn Balor worked together to powerbomb Royce Keys through the table. And this was really cool, and Royce Keys was dominating a huge portion of the match, and this made Royce Keys just look like a monster, which was much needed, especially since he did not win. did a great job of protecting Royce Keys. Solo spiked LA Knight because he kicked Royce Keys in the Solo earlier in the match. And then that allowed Royce Keys to hit the spine buster, went for the pin. Jey hit the Uso splash to Royce Keys, and then pinned LA Knight. Yeah, because of course they have to have LA Knight take the pin. And he ended up winning, and the IWC is going to be pissed. They are going to hate this. But guys, chill out. I don't think Jey's winning the tournament. But my question is, why did you have to have LA Knight, take the pin? I get it, he took a spike and a spine buster, but come on, man. And him getting cost in the match by Solo also, I feel like, is going to help contribute to this Bloodline storyline. And I think what's likely going to happen is LA Knight might come and interfere with his match, with Jey's match against Javon Evans this coming Monday. Or maybe that match isn't this Monday. I'm not sure. But I think LA Knight's probably going to interfere with Jey and Javon Evans' match. About 90% of the comments on Twitter were just people complaining about Jey Uso winning, so I'm not even going to bother getting a hot take for this one. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Smackdown Summary. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and bye.